defenders, I think, it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. Just as Ian Wright said there, people, I'm deluded, I'm back again. I can't lie, I've had a crazy day. I'm currently recording this video using my phone as a hotspot. Internet's gone down, but the show must continue. So without wasting any more time, smash the like button, comment any opinions you have when we cover what we're going to talk about. Allow me to share my screen. And let's get straight into it. Now, allegedly, not just David Ornstein, but Fabrizo Romano has also offered their opinions on Arsenal's transfer business. So let's go through everything one by one. Allegedly, Fabrizo Romano has said, for Declan Rice, Arsenal are very confident. Arsenal will return with an important proposal. They're already discussing internally about the terms of this opening bid to be made in June. Arsenal really push for this one. Now, I'm happy to hear that. I hope Arteta gets his number one target. But as we all know, until he's holding a shirt talking about he always followed Arsenal when he was a kid, anything's up for debate. As we've seen, what is popular belief in terms of transfer rumours and what actually happens, as we saw with Mudryk and Cody Gakpo, it's all up for debate. So yeah, people, let me know your thoughts on Fabrizo Romano and Declan Rice. He has said Arsenal are now preparing and thinking of the first bid for Declan Rice. This is not submitted yet, but they are preparing that bid internally. It means they are waiting to understand how much West Ham want in order to submit the first proposal. They also respect West Ham as they are busy with European football. They're in the Conference League final now. So right after the Conference League, they'll be able to negotiate with West Ham. But the idea is in June to submit an official proposal for Declan Rice. They're discussing the structure of the bid. It will probably include some add-ons. So Arsenal are discussing about that internally, and they will submit that proposal in June, probably for Rice, knowing the player will be open to the move. Arsenal will try to attack the Declan Rice situation very soon, and this is a crucial step for this deal. Hopefully, once again, he has said, that we're preparing an opening proposal for Declan Rice, and he remains a priority target for the summer transfer window. We could also sign 2 midfielders depending on outgoings. Now, I don't know if that's impacted by Granit Xhaka, because you could say whether it's Declan Rice or another one, and Declan Rice in and Granit Xhaka completes his move to, Borussia Dortmund, if you believe certain rumours, or by Leverkusen, then it's one out, one in. But you would imagine, regardless of if Xhaka stayed, one could have came in. Personally, I think we need 2 centre mids as a minimum. You do hear we are on trying to find a creative midfielder. David Ornstein's weighed in on Arsenal. He has said as the summer has approached, it does seem that Rice is the focus of their attention. That doesn't mean their admiration has diminished for Caicedo, given their likely values. It would be a surprise to me, even with autonomization, I can barely say that word, a staggering of payments, they'd be able to bring both in. Now, as informed as David Ornstein is, he doesn't actually know specifically what we're going to do because he's not Arteta and they do. But for what it's worth, I do share his opinion. So there might be an alternative. He's also said they've got interest in loads of players, no doubt. It's not just Rice and Caicedo. Players like Romeo Lavia are admired by Arsenal. I think it's going to be a really busy few weeks and months ahead at the club, and that's going to be for everyone, really. He's also said Balogun is expected to be sold, and Nketiah not so long ago got a new contract, so you just suspect they'll continue with him. And Jesus, I don't hear big suggestions that they're going to bring in a striker. I think they're focused on other positions. I mean, if we don't buy a striker, particularly with a more physical profile, or a a winger, potentially a number 7 sort of player to compete with Bukayo Saka and/or play instead of him, with us being in the Champions League and wanting to add to our goals for next season, I don't know where we're at personally. On Granit Xhaka, Ornstein has said on the move to Leverkusen, I don't know precisely where it's up to. I had a conversation in recent days that suggested it was done. When we say done, you don't mean signed, sealed, and delivered, but it's going to happen without saying it's finalized. It appears the direction of travel is for Xhaka to leave. Farewell, my friend. He's also said they're not on Arsenal. They're not taking their eye off the ball in other positions as well. So that advanced midfield position, the number 8, is something that if Arsenal can fill, seemingly they'll look to do. That's why the likes of Mason Mount are among their targets. And to be fair, well, I know Lavia, Caicedo, Declan Rice all have the capacity to play as an 8. Zubimendi as well, even though he's at home in other roles. To be fair, Mason Mount, give or take, with the Milinkovic-Savic rumours where Arsenal fans were never really optimistic on that, it seems paper talk. Mason Mount probably is the only number 8 that we've actually been linked with. Ornstein has also said, judging by reports and what we know of the industry, they seem to be trying to move things forward quite quickly and get business done ahead of pre-season. That would be great. We saw what that did for Zinchenko and Jesus, and indirectly on top of other things, how we started the season on Saliba, people. Mikel Arteta said we are trying, we are having conversations, and we're trying to maintain the talent we have at the club. These things take time. There are different parties involved, and I think everybody's intention is the same. Hopefully, we find a new solution. Now, Saliba's been playing week in, week out. You know, he's a key part to the team. He's got that new in his house. He's got that new gym. But if I'm Saliba and his agent, you're going to the more you run this down, the more Arsenal are going to get cold feet. The more you're likely to get what you want in terms of negotiations. Now, Saliba is a French international. He's a key part of Arsenal's team. He's 21 years of age. If you're Arsenal, you're trying to get him signed to a 4-year deal with the option of a 5th, or hopefully a 5-year deal. That ties into where he's 26. In that time, if he keeps developing, not just him, but the players that have or in the process of signing new deals, probably will get improved terms. But, you know, we got to remember Saliba is a player that if he was on the market and he's contracted until 2024, I hate to say it, and I think we will get him to sign a new deal. But the longer the market goes on in the summer, this is your best probably time to sell him, bearing in mind he has the Euros next season and his contract is running down. The longer he runs it down, the more we're kind of desperate to get him to sign. I think he will, but I don't know him or his advisor and what they plan to do, people. So we'll have to see exactly what happens. Allegedly, Reiss Nelson has turned down Arsenal's offer of a new contract beyond this summer. The club are hopeful he'll sign a new short-term deal. Short-term at 23, I don't know what you make of that. Bayer Leverkusen have concluded the transfer of Granit Xhaka with an announcement of a deal just a matter of time. Arsenal respected Xhaka's decision to leave and agreed to move, says reports out of Germany. Fabrizo Romano has quashed potential rumours with Bayer Leverkusen, not Bayer Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund or any other club. He said it's basically nonsense. And apparently an agreement between Arsenal and Leverkusen is in its final stages. Apparently it will be a 15 million euro fee for Granit Xhaka. Arsenal have been on the drive to secure the future of key players. Ben White's present contract runs until 2026, but he could also be among those to be offered improved terms. And obviously, we've made our mind up on players that are contracted until 2023, where the 2024 contracts, excluding probably Saliba and a player of that ilk, the Pepes, the Cedrics of this world, we know what's being said. We look at 2025, you've got young, I believe, Charlie Patino, Balogun, Thomas Partey, actually believe Mikel Arteta. So naturally, the shift focus starts to become on 2025 and people like Benjamin White that are contracted until 2026. Allegedly, West Ham plan revealed after Arsenal's first Declan Rice update. They'll demand around 100 million for the 24-year-old captain who is out of contract next season with the option of another year. Clearly, West Ham want to provoke a bidding war. Lokonga has been linked with a loan move to Burnley, and he has been linked with the last few days. We've got to remember, unfortunately, you know, Brighton, what's going on in their last game? You know, they got battered against, is it Newcastle? I can't remember off the top of my head. They battered us 3-0. Now, we all saw Company was at the Emirates. Now, was that to catch up with his old colleague Arteta? Was that just to see a good game of football? Or was that to discuss his plans for next season as Burnley have been promoted? And Lokonga, now we all know, because I always say it, you know, Company said this guy was like Yaya Toure. You know, Lokonga's done all right at Crystal Palace, hardly pulled up any trees, but who better to get Lokonga playing anything like Yaya Toure, which is a massive ask, than the man who said it himself. Burnley have registered interest in signing Arsenal midfielder Sambi Lokonga on loan this summer. The Championship leaders are preparing for the return to the Premier League, as said. We all know Company is a big fan of Lokonga and has compared him to Yaya Toure previously. Currently, Lokonga has made 24 appearances for Crystal Palace this season and played 1,395 minutes. Not really going to get onto him for not scoring or assisting, really. Well, if you're going to play in that 8 role, why not? Again, we've seen this language before, but Arsenal allegedly, according to Fabrizo Romano, are very confident in the signing of Declan Rice, people. Once again, until he's holding the shirt, I don't know for confidence. Somehow Arsenal have been linked with Joshua Kimmich, a great player, would love him. Hope to be proven wrong, but I'm not even going to entertain that. And I'm not going to do you lot this service of even reading this article. Shout out to Joshua Kimmich, who's also been linked with Liverpool and Barcelona. Smash the like button and let me know your thoughts so far, people. Once again, Saliba, Arsenal face a fight to keep him. Naturally, that's going to happen. He's 21, he's playing well, bag of potential. His contract is running down. He's going to get linked with other clubs. And I don't think there's a club in Europe that wouldn't want to be kept informed of what's going on with William Saliba. You know, talks have been held with the 24. Well, sorry, that's in relation to Aaron Ramsdale. Saliba is definitely not 24. According to RMC Sport, 3 clubs have expressed an interest in Saliba. We did hear PSG were keen to sign him in the summer. Who else? I don't know. So hopefully we get the man signed. And it is quite nervy and nerve-wracking. Pep Guardiola and Manchester City have been linked with Celta Vigo's Gabby Veiga, who I would love to sign, and you never know what happens elsewhere. But if we were to sign Declan Rice and Caicedo, or one of the two and someone of that ilk, I don't know if Gabby Veiga, the price tag of 35 million was stretched, because you also got to remember Arsenal trying to react and do things in other areas. I'm all for it, though. Not quite sure what this said. We're going to need the help of Google Translate. Let's put that into English. Allegedly, Saliba will begin training for Arsenal next month, which we need him for next year. David Ornstein has also said we're looking at the 8-row. Once again, you can see the Mason Mount thing. Granit Xhaka is allegedly done, according to David Ornstein. In relation to João Cancelo, Arsenal have a good relationship with his agents, but nothing is clear as of now. Some rumours say we're keen to swap Kieran Tierney for the 28-year-old. On Eddie Nketiah and Balogun, once again, according to him, he suggested Eddie Nketiah will continue to support Jesus, and Balogun is expected to be sold. So just get top money, reinvest, and we keep it moving, really and truly. We've been linked with Xavi Simons, the young midfielder of PSV Eindhoven. Aaron Ramsdale has officially signed his new deal. Saka allegedly has, but we're awaiting official confirmation. We're interested in João Cancelo. Bayern Leverkusen are moving that much closer to confirming Granit Xhaka, and they continue to push. Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain have been linked with Martin Odegaard. 90 million, this article says, will be our opening offer for Declan Rice. We've been linked with Mendy. We've been linked with a swap deal involving not only Martin Odegaard, but Ansu Fati. We've been linked with a bunch of right backs, and we've been linked with the Galatasaray fullback Sacha Boy, the young Frenchman. João Felix allegedly is interested in joining us next season. We've been linked with Mohamed Simakan, the Leipzig player, former Salzburg player, which is the same region Arsene Wenger was for. And I did a video on him a few years ago. Can play right back as well as centre half as well. He did sign a new deal in November. We clearly need cover in that area, but we'll have to watch that. You can't imagine that's going to be cheap. Really and truly. Zubimendi has played down links to Arsenal or Barcelona. If you read reports recently, Barcelona are going on the offensive where the young centre mid of Sociedad is concerned. We've been linked with Ruben Neves, and Barcelona allegedly are willing to sell Rafinha. So let me know your thoughts and opinions. Smash the like button, etc., etc. On that note, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out.